for tonight's set of matches.
Yeah, and there's definitely plenty of opportunities for them to eventually seek a better run. But for now, of course, things could be pretty much tense in what is in their mind. But this is one of the first few.
The Team Flash here. Okay, we can see that Zuxi is present for this game. He could potentially shut down Gosu. I mean, Bigoted Red Aliens, they're holding on to at least 2 angles here because we can see that one of them is doing the flank. But, ooh, coming off the kill feed, it's Rose from T2K is currently knocked down by none other than the MVP himself, Rosemary of Alter Ego Eris.
Yeah, Alter Ego so far looking very strong today. BTR back into their main players such as Satar to be in the mix. But from what it seems to be, plenty of teams are coming in from the south side as we do expect. Morph, though, they have a little bit of a wiggle room holding on to the water treatment. They do expect visitors, but Huang dealing with the pressure here. Big Nate being dropped towards his corner. Batman's going to be joining him from the back as well. Hans now being clipped off from the other side. Leon Punk is the only surviving member that's currently at work, but this is not going to be an easy task for them to really cut a deal against the rest of Team Flash.
Man, oh man, BTR getting bit up by Team Flash here. Team Flash doing great so far. From the kill feed, it's Beyblade coming from Morph, who's getting shut down by Octa of Alter Ego Eras. Team Pandem seems to be in the mix as well. Batman now has put down Leon, so obviously BTR seems to be on the losing end here. But let's check out what's happening first with Alter Ego Eras and Morph, as Morph now already has 2 more players left.
A very questionable move, but this is what it is. 1 versus 2, and Morph pretty much surrounded, but still putting in some puncture. Morph was actually holding into that water treatment for the longest of time. Alter Ego just crashed through.
Of course, wonderful, because they can be at full force, and that was an on-point nade coming from Huzaifa right there, and 9 from Todak is already down, but backup might take a while to get there.
Yeah, meanwhile, they're already sending Haidami to be making claims for the moment. The zone now shifting in. I'm not sure if Todak's going to decide to go in for the safe, as Cleon is still on wheels. So he's just going to be turning to look for a safer location, as Huzaifa has already claimed the life of 9. Over on the back, 2 members of Todak finding it really difficult to fully cut them down to size later on. All they have to do, put some pressure, drop a couple of nades, and eventually seek for a little bit more. Meanwhile, the rest of the field seems to be corralled into the western side as well. DRS finding a little something. Same goes to AST. Select battles happening up north. Whereas Team Flash will have some really tough time to cut in. Meow Meow is going to be taken down. Zuxi with a beautiful shot coming from the top side. Now, what are they about to do with this form of a trade? As the nades have been dodged, almost clipping over on the back of the member of AST as Zuxi is closing in. And the rest of AST responded by taking down Zuxi. Satar now goes in for a trade. Is it going to be enough time to even go for much of a saving with Satar? 1 versus 2. He's still doing some damage here, dancing all around, but he is going to be overwhelmed with all the bullets sent his way.
Oh man, I always thought that good performance the rest of Alter Ego Eris will do in this situation. Now, Bigatron, okay, they did not do good in the previous round, so perhaps they could shake things up a little bit, you know, for this round in Wrangle. I mean, we are seeing the original roster play for this one. I can see Genfuzz joining them, and this is about up against a Leo Esports, so let's see who's gonna win.
Yeah, and Leo so far has some really good track record when it comes down to those duels here into the Gatka side. Bigatron does find a couple of all these pickup finishers already out. I may have actually spoke too soon, and here comes Satar coming from the back as well. It's turning into his far flank now with so little left. Leo will be crushed, but it's still Haidami to try to turn the tables around. You always rely on this A's coming in from the Paul, but here comes those big grenades. Are they going to be able to actually save some of the members out here? It seems like it has been a really, really tough fight. But the rest of BTR, they coming out of the pursuit. Lapar's the next one to go down. Oh my, what do we have here? Haidami with big nade. And this is just going to be even worse. Believe that to be Jen Foss to be in the mix as well, to be brought into play. But the rest of the Savior also wants into this form of a fight, coming with a double flank, sending their way in towards the side of BTR. Things are not looking good. DX, they are vultures in this match.
Goodness, Bigaton Red Aliens just taking in a lot of punches here coming from Leo and the Savior. And the Savior, what a perfect timing coming from this team. I mean, you're right, they're the vultures. I mean, just scavenging the area. This could be the perfect opportunity in the middle. For let's be honest, I think it would be Team Roy. We also got Aegon I8 and perhaps Bigaton Red Aliens.
Yeah, and this is a very familiar area of play. And finally, you know, like BTR gets to salvage a lot of area of play for them to just basically take control where they love their plays in Impala. They probably will be climbing up there to place it out. Where when we saw that circle pull up towards the north yesterday, they had some struggles in terms of rotation moving in late. So hopefully this will be adjusted heading into this match.
Oh man, BTR Zuxi getting annihilated by Tusk here coming from Roy Esports. What a shot coming from Tusk. Oh man, another good start for the Red Aliens once again, ladies and gents. They just got down from the plane, right? And the first thing that you need to consider, actually, this is the first thing that you need to do is to get accurate with your jumps distance. I mean, I always say this whenever I cast because you need to get to the guns first. And the moment that you let the other team get to the gun,
Township of Impala. Now, once again, I iterate this plenty of times in so many different tournaments. Like, teams kind of hard commit into townships. It's always great when the circle does pull into it, but it's still relatively early. You don't want to count the egg so early on because it could be on the outskirts. Face Clan being smart about it, where they could still have certain exit plans. As for BTR, it's a full commit.
yeah, it's you have to pull off great maneuvers here to just make sure you survive this first wave. To be honest, but okay, Team Flash has just entered first because they're having an exchange up against Facecam. Nino goes on the ground, courtesy of Tusk once again, ladies and gents. And Duque doing an amazing job as well, defending the compound up against Mela here. From the kill feed, we've got one player knocked down on the ground, and that would be Porsche. But hey, Roy Esports is in a very good momentum right now at this moment, and FaZe Clan is losing their members one by one.
Yeah, one mark just yet. But I believe that it will be a full-on brawl coming in from both sides.
Yeah, FaZe is taking some damage from BTR as well in another part of town. But DRS versus T2K, 2 level ready on the ground, man. Okay, he's getting his heart broken right here. But Rules, okay, let the man cook for a while. I think he's getting ready to throw it up against the arrest. Sleepy is about to go down. He is holding on for dear life here, but he has a chance, of course, to revive himself. But let's see if DRS is gonna let that happen. Rules, oh, perfect nade coming from English or Spanish.
Oh, wow. This is where it gets even more dicey. And T2K now with one member down. Sleepy will continue on with the pursuit, dropping another perfect nade over on the back. There's no answer to this. DRS, they're way too good. Everybody gets a piece.
A lot of elimination points.
Yeah, and they will continue to do so. Whereas Sam9 being flustered from the side, but it will be 52 esports that will make a huge leap of faith, but not really finding the mark. Only one member left as shots are being fired from another direction, catching over onto Voltrux. Oh my goodness, there's always gonna be somebody hiding around, and Sam9 somehow still survives, and they will be able to go in for that full revive, only losing depth in that process.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard though because they are vulnerable. Team Flash will not be letting Sem9 lick their wounds. I mean, this is the best opportunity for them to actually score some points, and now they are rattling Sem9 points, and there you go. I think that is it. That was the end of the line for Sem9 as well, but they did go out with 4 elimination points. Meow Meow from Tribe Aeromacy just got shut down by Joker. Same thing goes for IQQ, but that is courtesy of Gen Force of Red Aliens.
Yeah, then the NKT, they're just pretty much pressurized from all these corners of the map. Jane does actually hit over onto Mr. Joe to survive to his own stance, as he will be able to just hold out for now. NKT, they're not backing down from this one, as this is going to be an opponent that they're willing to take on. And honestly, there's no other choice. It's either them or even BTR. There's no way they can journey their way safely into the city. Therefore, taking it back is the only way to go. Here comes shots being fired from the side of AST. One member down, and Jane doesn't really have time to even heal up just yet, or should I say, perhaps he doesn't even have mats to begin with. And he does get the glimpse. Those shots not really connecting though, but good try with that effort, but not enough.
Yeah, he doesn't have that much resources to work with, and Joker now is already up, and Mr. Joe is still on the ground here. So Jane, I think he doesn't want to lose the opportunity, I guess, to just kind of rack up points here. And there you go. What an effective charge up against Jane, even though he's very low in HP. I mean,
these boys.
Check out Sleepy here. Okay, he has the top spot, right? I mean, he has enough ammo, but the helmet, man, the integrity of that helmet is not looking too good. So he could be shot by just like one bullet, and he could be sent on his way. Anyway, Tribe Aeromacy, for elimination points, we've got Jin on the screen, guys, and now they're trying to take Impala out of BTR, but, okay, Tribe Aeromacy. Roy, there's also Roy up in there.
Wow, Roy somehow holding on for quite a while. Meanwhile, AST will be flustered by some of all these pressure coming in from both BTR as well as Roy, as vehicles are slowly withering down. So there's no option to turn the other way around for the side of AST. They just really have to commit against the likes of BTR inside the city. Roy finding 2, just so impressive with that hit. And they will just curse down Paragin.
Incus needs help, obviously. Now, Jane... Oh, man, this is gonna be tricky here. I mean, oh, right, okay, there you go. Now, Tusk... Oh, man, Tusk again with an effective shot from a long distance. Oh, man, Roy Esports...
is actually taking the far flank approach, so they are gonna take a classic warehouse fight. Ooh. With a big nade dropping over on the side of Iftar. This really feels like a TDM right now, going for those exchanges. And a couple of shots coming in from the DBS. Obviously, they're not going to connect, but they do have a good idea. Now he's closing in. The shot does actually hurt him. And Sunoaz with a big wraparound will deter any members of Toda. And they got wiped off. Even the final member, Cleon, has been scouted by Satara, I do believe.
Wow.
Fuse on with the grenades being popped right in. Roy just takes him out and put him to sleep. 16 elimination points from DRS. It does not matter if they have the chicken dinner.
Oh, yes, they are stepping up for the rest of the South Asian teams here. DRS with a double-digit elimination point and a very strong one. Now here comes the ladies and gents, coming from Invitational Red Aliens, trying to discuss some things up against Juke here of Roy. This is gonna be interesting fight, as this is a 2v1. Let's see if Agent 001, aka Satara, of course, can pull up a miracle here, can pull up a massive clutch up against Vietnam's Team Roy.
Sunoaz, also one of the most renowned players coming in from Roy Esports, also a very good-looking gentleman. Of course, sometimes they say looks can kill, but at this form of stance, Satara, they have also gotten a whole lot of pressure on his side, but he's seen scenarios like this before. There's a very good reason why he joins one of the top teams in the world, Invitational Red Aliens. But now with the circle also shrinking in, both teams need to play in the center, but they just want to take up this fight. Satar, he has option number 2, which is to deny the points, but there's no glory in that. They go in for a fight, running into the smoke, and this will be it. It is another win for the side of Roy Esports to climb out of rut, and we'll close off the day with a chicken dinner for Vietnam that I did predict, but not the right